If you're a real estate agent and you're ready to get started creating video content, then you've come to the right place. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what to purchase so that you can get started on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or whatever your flavor is. Some agents just want to look more professional when they're on Zoom or Google Meet with their clients or some of their peers. But then there are agents like myself who've generated a substantial amount of business online using video content. In my real estate world, I go by Ian of Austin, but this channel is called Real Agent Answers. I've generated more than $500,000 in GCI from video this year. And after hitting elite status with Real Broker, I've decided that I need to give back to the community. So as we're getting started, go ahead and press that like button for me so that we can make sure that YouTube, shares this with other realtors, because realtors need to stick together. And I just want to be super clear. I have way more than what's needed to get started in video. So the purpose of today, again, is to show you simple gear like talking head style videos that you need just to get started. You want to be effective, but you don't necessarily need to spend a lot of money. So in the description below, I actually created a link where you can click on it and it'll tell you exactly what you need to buy, and you can go through and just buy that and not watch the rest of the video. However, me explaining why these things work is going to be extremely valuable as you're moving forward and setting up your stuff. So stick around for the end of the video so that you understand why each purchase is relevant. So I'm going to go in here and first, like I said, I called this YouTube at your desk gear, because if you're doing like talking head style videos like I'm doing right now, it's going to be extremely important for you to have just the right stuff. So let's start off with the camera. So I chose the Sony ZV-E10. And the reason why I chose that is it's reasonably priced, okay? It has great color and autofocus. So the idea is, like, when you bring something close or further away from the camera, or you move around a lot, even though it's a talking head video, you want to make sure that the camera sees you with clarity, because paying attention, making eye contact, all of those things are extremely important when you're having a conversation with someone in real life. So it's exactly the same when you're having a conversation in video, right? So the camera, it comes with all these accessories, and you won't need a lot of it unless you're taking the camera outside. But this particular kit is designed for you to sit at your desk and just start talking and not have to do all this crazy setup every time. So the next thing that's important is this camera can attach to this lens. So this lens, I already chose something that's great in low light, and that's how you kind of get this cinematic look. It looks a lot nicer than a lot of other starting videos for most realtors, and that's part of it. And so this lens, it's a little expensive. I mean, it's a few $100s, and you can buy it on any of these sites down below. But what's really, really important is that this camera, this ZV-E10, will allow you to buy different lenses. And the lenses, and we're not going to go into too much detail right now, but the lenses change how close or how far or how wide your image is. So this particular one is very similar to what you're seeing right now, and it's great to just set it and forget it. The next thing, and this is a gold nugget for a lot of people. They don't quite understand how this works, but basically, if you have a Windows PC or a Mac and you want to, or even a Chromebook, actually, you can do a Chromebook, and you want to plug your camera, your actual camera in, not a webcam, but this camera, this Sony camera here, right? If you want to plug that in, then you need some sort of interface to make that happen. So this is called the Elgato Cam Link, and it's 4K. So the idea here is you can plug this camera in using an HDMI, and it's included with the camera when you purchase it. You plug it in, and that goes into your computer. And once you have that set up, you basically can use your actual camera as a webcam. Isn't that crazy? And so that's how a lot of these realtors and real estate agents are getting super crisp video like this. So I have a really nice camera hooked up to my computer. It's not the ZV-E10, but it's very similar. Next, this is a dummy battery for this camera up above. So the thing is, when you buy the camera, you get a battery where you can take it mobile, because most cameras are designed to be taken outside, right? And snap pictures and all that. But if you're sitting at your desk, having a constant power source, just something you can plug in, is incredible. And so this basically fakes that mobile battery unless you plug it directly into an outlet, so you never lose power on your camera. And that keeps you, so if you're going to make a video that's, 5 minutes or 10 minutes, that's fine. But I've made videos that are 3 hours long, and if I were to try to do that with the existing mobile battery, it would have shut off on me, and that would have been a whole disaster. So that helps tremendously. The next thing is, so I really like this company, Elgato. So this cam link that we had talked about above, this is actually from Elgato, and they make a lot of gear that is very, very relevant. And it's usually for streaming, people that play games online, like professional YouTubers or Twitch streamers. However, it works really well for real estate. So I have this as one of my stream setups in a different office. So this ring light, the idea for a ring light is that it provides even distribution light around you. And you don't want to use things like windows, right? And let me explain that real quick. So if you use a window, first of all, most people have a window behind them. That's the wrong answer. If you had a window in front of you, that could be great for natural light. The problem is you can't control it. So instead, close all the windows and you get something like this ring light, and it sits in front of you and it provides an even clean light around you. That is a game changer for most people. And also specifically with ring lights, when you're looking at the camera, I'm not using a ring light in this studio. I have ring lights, but this particular one. So if you're looking at a ring light, you actually see the reflection of the ring light in people's eyes. It looks pretty sexy, honestly. So if you just want something that's simple, all the makeup tutorials, for example, are going to use these ring lights. It makes your eyes glow a little bit. And, eyes are the windows to the soul. And that's how you end up having just people kind of enamored with your conversation, just like in real life. Like, you hear pretty eyes and you kind of get captivated. So the next thing is the phone grip. So this Elgato ring light, you can mount this camera right on top here in between the ring light. So it's perfect because you're looking at the camera and the light's beautiful and it's kind of set up that way. But if you don't have a camera or the money to purchase the camera and the lens and the link and the battery, then you can just get this phone grip and use your existing mobile phone. What? Right? So if you have an iPhone or an Android phone and it's within the last couple of years, most of those have 4K video and it's just, you have increased clarity. The camera, what that does is it gives you that depth of field and focus. So it it changes that focus. It looks a little more cinematic. But if you need to use your phone, use your phone. Okay, you can create incredible content. There are realtors out there with hundreds of thousands of views, and all they use is something very simple. You don't have to go crazy with it. So that's your phone grip, and that also will attach right here to the middle of the ring light. The next thing is a mic arm. So when you're talking like this, you don't want to have to hold anything, and having something clipped to your lapel, you can do that too. You can get a lapel mic, and it's way cheaper. But what happens is if it's wired, then like you can't move around, right? And if it's wireless, sometimes there's static or interference, or it looks large, or it's expensive. So I would recommend getting a mic arm because you can move this around. I can adjust it and you can even tell the difference. So I've got this mic arm, and then on it, you purchase a mic. So it lets me clip this to the desk, and then I have a mic that I can move around based on where I'm sitting in my situation. So if I want to sit over here, which I don't want to do because this camera's small right now, or this window's small. So I chose this mic specifically. Again, it works well because it's an Elgato mic, and it meshes with all of these. I know that all the screws will fit. I know that when I plug it in, it sees the ring light. All of it works well together. And the key is, video is part of it, but audio, the way you sound, completely changes everything. In fact, you can have horrible video and really good audio, and people will still be able to listen to you while they're driving in their car on Spotify or something like that, right? Or on YouTube Music. So you want to have that audio clarity. Think about it. You go back and look at any videos that are successful, and every single successful one shows you something valuable, mostly something valuable or something funny, but the audio, especially for real estate or anything professional, the audio is incredible. And so that's why I chose this microphone. It also allows you to plug in headphones. So have you ever been in a meeting? Let's say you hopped on Zoom, or you were in a room with somebody else who was on a meeting, and you get too close to something and you hear like a really loud noise and it gets so annoying. Well, it's because if you have two microphones and speakers and all that sort of stuff, what happens is you get this kind of feedback. So if you buy these noise canceling headphones and you plug them into your microphone or into your computer, it'll actually prevent that from happening. Another reason for having noise canceling headphones is if I wanted to go to a coffee shop and bring my laptop, I can do that, plug it in, maybe bring my mic, maybe not. But what it does is it absolutely lets me hear only what I'm saying on the computer and not any of the stuff around me, right? So let's say you have your home office and uh, there's motorcycles driving by or trucks or something like that. Well, having the noise canceling headphones and a good mic like this, which helps prevent some of that sound from coming through, it continues to help you sound more professional. And that's without going crazy and setting up all this like sound dampening stuff in your room. So I think spending a little bit of money on these noise canceling headphones will be extremely beneficial long term. So if you have any questions, make sure you ask them in the comments below, because like I said, these things are just the most simple. Purchase this and go and create all the content that you can fathom. Hey, listen, if you've made it this far, I appreciate you watching this whole video, and I would love to share. I've got a couple other videos that might help you out on your journey in growing your presence. So I'm looking forward to seeing all that you create. And if you want to collab or work on some referrals together, I'm here for you.